Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has urged US President Joe Biden to visit Ukraine. He made the remarks in an interview with CNN. Biden told reporters on Thursday that the US will decide soon whether to send a senior official to Ukraine as a show of support. The Zelensky comments came after British Prime Minister Boris Johnson made a surprise visit to Kiev last weekend. For more on this, we can cross live to the US and join Arise US correspondent Rotimi Kade. Rotimi, thanks so much for joining us on Newsday. President Zelensky hopes to have Joe Biden visit Kiev. Will this happen?
Well, it's very most unlikely that that's going to happen because when Prime Minister Boris Johnson visited Ukraine, I think it was very on a very big wrap, and nobody actually expected that move to be planned, but which the world applauded, that at least you have one of the strongest allies of Ukraine, head of government visiting, Kiev at the time of war. But Zelensky been a bit forward to call on President Biden to, come to Ukraine, excuse me, at this time. I think that has really quashed any possibility that a U.S. president will actually make that trip. And by the way, it's not really a contest, for Western leaders to be visiting Kiev. I think the appropriate answer for the White House is that a senior official, which has not been revealed, will definitely visit Kiev in show of solidarity.
And how significant would this visit from President Biden be to Kiev?
Well, if it happens, it's going to be a very big move of solidarity from the United States. It's going to be a very significant move because that will send a very strong message to Russian President Vladimir Putin that despite all the arsenal, the military power, the West is still in control of what is happening. They're still dictating the pace as far as the war is concerned. And I think if that happens, I think it could change the nomenclature. It could change so many things. It could change the tempo of the war, as it were, to swing in favor of Ukraine in the long term, and anger Russia also in the short term. So, but I really do not see, I doubt if it's going to happen. And if it was in the works before this so-called proposal by the Ukrainian president, I think it's not going to come anytime soon.
All right. What more can the U.S. do to offer Ukraine greater support? We know $800 million of military support is on its way.
Well, I think the U.S. will continue to support Ukraine militarily and using every means to do that. If not because of U.S. supports majorly, I think this war would have been wrapped up a long time ago. We're in about day 50-something right now, and they're still standing. Most of the cities, especially in the Donbas region and also in the eastern region, have been, I should say, recaptured by the government. So they're getting a lot of supplies, from the U.S. government, in the past few weeks, going to more than 2 months right now. So, but I think what we're getting, is that Ukraine is beginning to stand up to Russia. Just last week, one of Russia's submarine ship that is a trademark for, the country was actually destroyed allegedly by the Ukrainian military. So that tells you that they're beginning to, step up to the plate in a way that will make them to stand against the aggressor. And this is also not just what the U.S. is doing. We're also expecting, some sort of support from the West as well, from Europe, from NATO. NATO, and also from friends in the Far East like Japan and Australia.
Arise US correspondent Rotimi Kade, thanks so much for joining us on Newsday.